Good morning, all. We have Madhuji Gantuji as today's president. We'll start with our Deep Prajalan. This is a part of Pragyna Bharati. I welcome Mr. Prasad Peketi. I'll introduce him in short while, but please welcome Prasad ji. Deepa Prajalan. जय भारत माता. अभी वंदे मातरम से अपना प्रोग्राम का स्टार्ट हो जाएगा. कालकूट प्राशने चालणे चालणे क्षणहीना थांबणे ध्येय ज्वाला सदा रस रसे अंतरी ध्येय ज्वाला सदा रस रसे अंतरी संघ कार्या विना भूक नाही उरी संघ कार्या विना भूक नाही उरी लक्ष गाठावया मरुतवत झेपणे लक्ष गाठावया मरुतवत झेपणे चालणे चालणे क्षणहीना थांबणे आई आशीष दे देश रक्षावया आई आशीष दे देश रक्षावया संघव्रत घेतले धर्म संस्थापया संघव्रत घेतले धर्म संस्थापया तपदी अर्पिले वाहिले हे जिणे तपदी अर्पिले वाहिले हे जिणे चालणे चालणे क्षणहीना थांबणे. So we are privileged to have Mr. Prasad Peketi. Prasad Peketi is the director of AI ML product development at a reputed software MNC company. Deeply committed to the principle of Seva as a form of Mahayagna. A thought leader, Prasad regularly shares his insights on electronic media panels, writes as columnist, and served as a MC member in a large gated community. Born and raised in Chikkadapalli, Bhagyanagar, he would share thoughts about Seva from perspective of Bhagavad Geeta, countering workism and how to engage in a narrative warfare to protect our cultural values and heritage. About upcoming Lok Manthan event and how various gated communities can participate in this effort. That's the subject of this today's topic. Thank you. I welcome Prasad Peketi to just talk on this.
Thank you very much, President Garu and Kulkarni ji, Raghav Rao Garu for inviting me to this gathering and providing me an opportunity to share my thoughts on about the Seva and what kind of a Seva we have to do, especially when there is a battle of values and battle of narratives that are happening across the globe. So before I get into the more detailed discussion and all those things, first, as a Sanatana Dharma follower, so I always look up to Bhagavad Geeta for some of the solutions. In our day-to-day life, we encounter many challenges, many problems. But if we look in detail in Bhagavad Geeta, every chapter has got a solution. Yes, there are thousands of books that have been written on Bhagavad Geeta, many slokas, just some include only few pages, some include hundreds of pages, some include thousands of pages books. Getting a right book which really helps us is the gift that we need to be destined to get that kind of a book, that kind of a gurus as well. So now, why so unique about Bhagavad Geeta? If I look at it, in general, across all the religions, if we look at it, most of their texts, what they say, God, you are great. You help me in this thing. You give me this thing. Or some religious texts say, only who follow our religion, God will bless them. And others, non-believers, are sinners. So that is how it is there. And everyone is promoting with that limited view of their religion. But probably Bhagavad Geeta is the only message that which we have received, which has been converted into the book or whatever we can say, because it has been coming from thousands of years. Some people have converted it into a form of a book, where our Jagadguru Sri Krishna tells us how we should live our life and how we should apply it in our day-to-day life, and it's not just for our physical well-being as well, but mental well-being, and also how to live in a harmonious life with the nature as well. So usually, I will not get into the much details of the Bhagavad Gita as such, but usually, when we look at it, Yagna, if someone tells that, okay, we are performing Yagna. So when we look at it of a Yagna, the initial thought process, or what we see in all the whatever the media or whatever the serials or whatever, is few Brahmins or few politicians sitting round on a homam kunda and putting some oil and some other padarthas. So that is what we are taught to be as a yagna. Yagna is, if we look at it, even though there is no direct translation in English, I am trying to put it in few words. Sometimes it is considered as sacrifice. Sometimes it is considered as puja or worship. But in Bhagavad Gita, especially in Karma Yoga, 3rd chapter, because when the saransh of all Vedas, or the gist of all Vedas, is Bhagavad Gita. So there says every human being has to perform 5 Mahayagnas. So immediately when we say 5 Mahayagnas, okay, the thought that comes into the mind, oh, I have to perform yagna, that means I have to spend lakhs and crores of money in performing these yagnas. So that is not the case. The Pancha Mahayagna, one is Deva Yagna. Second is Pitru Yagna. Third is Rishi Yagna. Fourth is Manushaya Yagna. Fifth is Bhuta Yagna. So Deva Yagna is something about regular worship. So because of God we are blessed. And we have taken out of so many forms of living beings, we are taking this human form which can have its own intellect. So that is as a gratitude. And praying that, okay, bless us so that we can perform more satkarma. Now Pitru Yagna, especially Matru Deva Bhava, Pitru Deva Bhava, and because of our forefathers, we have taken this form. And whenever it is there, we pray to them. Rishi Yagna, in Sanatana Dharma, every individual is tied from one Rishi. So at least pray him. Because of their teachings, we are like this, following this Sanatana Dharma. The most important thing are last two, Manushaya Yagna and Bhuta Yagna. So Manushaya Yagna is something like, okay, helping or doing the seva to our fellow human beings. So everyone may not be in the same, economically same or professionally or social status, they might be in the same thing. But at the end of the day, the important thing is we all are human beings first. Later we have, because of whatever the reasons or whatever the work, how the work has been divided, we are specifically in those areas. But given the nature, even our scripture says, all people are like one human form. And for us to walk, I need legs, hands, and everything. It does not mean if some problem comes, if we are walking, some nail hurts your feet, head will not, do you think that head will say that, okay, you are not from me, so it does not pain me, I will not consider. If something bites us, all the parts in the body will react. In the same way, anyone in our society is undergoing any of the challenge. Every human being is expected to support that person to come out of that difficulty. That is the Manushaya Yagna. And the other third thing is Bhuta Yagna. So we are supposed to live in harmony with our nature, with our fellow or other living organisms as well. We should not be getting into exploit them, over-exploit them. So that is the reason why all our gods will have one vahana. In that way, we'll respect them. And all our, we pray the trees as well, people tree, tulsi, and all the things. So the key message in that is why we pray, because we have to respect and we have to treat them in harmony. So these are all the Pancha Maha Yagnas, and in that we have got the Seva that has been explained as well. But before we get into the other details of, okay, that is fine, now we have understood what is Pancha Maha Yagna, we have to do Seva. What kind of a Seva we have to do? That is the first thing that will come to the mind. And before we discuss on the point of what kind of a Seva we have to do, we need to understand what kind of a challenges we are facing. Again, the what kind of a challenges is based on how we are looking those challenges. So challenges can be at a self level, as an individual, what are all the challenges that I am facing. At a family level, again, my kids, parents, in-laws as well, all who consider you as a part of the family. And then the society, for example, the gated communities like this, what are all the challenges here? And then the country. So one important thing which we need to identify, especially when it comes to our culture and the Western culture, the smallest unit in the Western culture is about the individual. I, me, myself. But when it comes to our Bharat, the smallest unit is the family. You cannot consider, even though I might be individual earning whatever the good amount of work, money, or holding high position, I am identified as P.K.D. Subramanya Shastri's son. So it doesn't matter whatever we hold, because he is my family head. So similarly, it is applicable for everyone as well. But nowadays, what is happening? Work-life balance. Okay, that is what we are looking at it. So we are not getting much of the time because of attending office work, calls, always a peer pressure, and some of the organizations will have this bell curve. That means out of 10 people, we always have to keep one person as a non-performer. So that means there is always a fight. Okay, I should not fall in that 10% category. In that way, what we are doing more than what is really required. So I'll quote one number here. Over 57% of urban working professionals struggle to balance work and life due to long hours. Similarly, the problem that is there because of this mental stress. Mental stress is because, if you look at it, financial insecurity and job instability. Because of this pressure, burnout is happening. And the financial stress that is coming, 60% of the middle class are facing the financial stress. It is not that financial stress is because we are not having any shortage of having a food or having a shelter. Because once we acquire something, there is a more desire to get more and more. If you have one flat, okay, how to get another flat? How to double it? If I am getting some money in the share market, how I need to get more money? Okay, I'll take loan and invest there. That is the stress which we are getting. The third thing, that is at a self level, which is impacting both physical and the mental level. The second thing is about the lives of the kids. What is happening is, in education, everyone, we are following that sheep mentality. Okay, my son or my neighbor or my friend's son is going to some very nice school. I have to send the same to that school. It doesn't, and the kid, what he says, okay, my friend is getting the iPhone, you are not giving me the iPhone. I'll give one example. One of my friend who is holding a very good position, and he has put his son to a very good school, and this person has got a very nice SUV vehicle. And one fine day, that son has come and asked his father, my friend, Papa, are we poor? He said, no beta, we are okay, we are middle class, we are good, so we are leading a comfortable life. Then, no Papa, we are poor because my friend's father comes to drops his school in the BMW, and you have got only the XUV, which is very, very poor vehicle. So that is the thought process the kids are getting in. And apart from that, there is a lot of a cultural disconnect that is happening. So one thing is, 70% of the students face stress due to academic expectations, especially getting into which stream. Even though the student may not be good in maths and sciences, put them in engineering or IT job, because IT is the only thing which we are hearing. The problem is, lot of educated people are pushing kids, even though we thought actually their strength might be somewhere else, into the areas like humanities. They might be very good, but they're putting everyone into the science stream or the mathematics stream. It is causing the imbalance. Especially what is happening is, lot of other people about our culture, our history, how we need to lead the life, that is being dominated by other people who has got only half knowledge. And with that half knowledge, whatever the materialistic things which they are seeing, they are propagating, and them we are calling as intellectuals. And for them, our history and our culture is only 100 years old, and for them, we have learned a lot of them from Mughals, and we have learned from Britishers. Unfortunately, that is a scenario. The second thing that is happening is about the screen time and the digital overload. Urban children aged from 10 years to 16 years are spending minimum 4 hours daily on an average on screen. So what it means, if you take 24 hours, a kid usually sleeps for 8 to 9 hours. Then close to 8 hours kid spends in the school, in traveling or coming here and there or having food and all those things. Another 2 to 3 hours will go. Rest of the time are going on screen. which is impacting their imaginative power. Whatever you see in the screen, you will just believe it. In the olden days, at least if you look at, hear to radio or listen, at least you can imagine, okay, this is how it used to happen. But your minds have been tuned in such a way, because whatever you see on the TV or on the screen, you believe the same thing. So this is about the children. Now the third thing is about aging parents. So aging parents and the burden of the cost. Especially when 50s and 60s, when we got the independence, the struggle was to ensure everyone gets meal at least one time or two times. There are many times parents have sacrificed their meals so that kids can eat. That was the situation. 70s and 80s, getting a job was the priority. And after getting the job, building our own house. Building our own house means once a person acquires 45 years, 50 years, going after LIC loans, paying them the bribe of some thousands of rupees, getting that, paying the interest rate of 15 to 18%, building the house. That was another thing. So then gradually what is happening is they have ignored their health as well. And kids, now they are grown up, they are in 40s. And they have to take care of the parents as well, their expenses. And once they are in 40s, they say life starts at 40. And parents who have struggled very hard, they'll have their own self-respect as well. I should not burden my child. And because of the generation gap also, that will be there. So 48% of the caregivers, so they feel emotionally drained because taking care of themselves, taking care of their senior citizen parents as well. But you need to understand the senior citizens as well. 52% of elderly senior citizens living alone face isolation, leading to depression and anxiety. Aging parents feel neglected as children move away for work. This is the honest fact. We need to accept the challenge. The fourth thing is balancing the tradition and modernity. Okay, now the Dasara holidays are coming. Because of peer pressure, some says, okay, school vacation is there, 10 days vacation. They are going for foreign location as a vacation. But Dasara is our important festival. So festivals will come every time. These holidays, especially coming with the kids in foreign location, we have to develop nice Insta videos and all those things. So this is the problem which we are facing. And younger generations, they look more at Insta than looking at our own culture. So this is another problem. So this is at a family level, right? So now I'll just from a data perspective, I'll tell. Our middle class is expected to reach about 50 crores, means about 500 million by 2030. And the population which is there, it will age as well. Right now we are in 40s. We'll also touch 50s by then. So that means 13% of Indian population will be elderly. So this is a challenges which we are facing for a middle class. There are many other challenges which I don't go in more details, but this is a big society, gated communities. I have to take, because I worked in the MCs of multiple gated communities as well. There are many challenges that are involved there as well. I just wanted to highlight those things. So one example is the high maintenance charges. So anywhere we pay from 5,000 to 10,000. And usually property charges, prices are also high. It is when we consider any standalone apartment, getting in a gated community is anywhere 15 to 20% higher. And obviously high machinery that is there and all the inflation impact. So but there are other side of it as well. Social hierarchy and cultural divide as well. Most of the gated communities, anywhere they range from 300 houses till to 2,500 or 3,000 houses. There is a cultural divide, whether people accept it or not. Many groups will be there. Telugu group or people from different regions, Hindi group, Marathi group, this group, that group. Our festival is more priority. And basically, in this view of our group or our culture, we are forgetting about we are Indians first. We are Bharatvasis first. That is the biggest challenge which we are facing. And because of some people, they raise, this is our local culture, you have to respect. Yes, everyone has to respect the local culture. It does not mean that we should disrespect the other cultures as well. And next thing is, what happens is about the security and the privacy. So, at least in the villages and the colonies where we used to live, we used to know what is happening in our colony or anything that is happening. If there is anything not well in the families, we used to support them. But what is happening? In our block, in our floor, we don't know what is happening in the next flat. That is another challenge, because it is the invasion of their privacy. If I have to meet some friend, I used to go directly knock their door. What is happening? I have to send a message. So and so, can I meet you or can I call you? That is the stage. And that is how we are getting in. Like friendships also becoming a mere formalities. So another thing is managing the cultural events, such a big cultural events. If we have got about 4,000 or 5,000 people, managing the logistics, making sure everyone will raise above their parochial views or egos. Because what happens is, especially in events which we do, everyone will look at it. If someone says, okay, you have done this event very well, others will who will say that we have done a lot of work from the background. We have got the funds, we have reached to every house, we have got the sponsors, but the ones who are on the stage, everyone is acknowledging them. That is the problem actually. But we need to understand, if someone is praising them, it's not about the individual. It is about the entire supply chain who has worked as a one unit to make this event as a successful. Often, people tend to overlook that, and sometimes family members also, you have done so much thing, but your name has not come. That is where we need to raise above and even sensitize our people. Larger purpose is not getting my name there. Larger purpose is making the event happens. If you make one event happen, think about the people, how much of an economy you are giving the chance to them. If you are making one event happen, you are giving an opportunity of consuming that much of the grocery, and the makers of the idols or all those things, videographers, everyone is getting their livelihood, right? Cleaners and everyone. And society oneness will be there. That is the bigger thing. Smaller things will be there. There is always a scope of improvement. If some student gets 100 out of 100 marks, does it mean that there is no scope of improvement for him? Definitely it will be there. So similarly, we need to look at it, some big event happens, some successful event happens. We need to look at a larger perspective and leave some other scope of improvement for the next level. So next is basically the governance challenges which we see. Initially, a lot of Josh will be there. So yes, we have done this and we have done the setup and all those things. But other next people, they have not done. They have done a lot of commercial thing. They have tied up with some vendors. They promoted their own vendors. They have promoted their own things. Because sometimes these two, I will not deny that it will not happen. it does happen. But doing the service to the society, right? So, and there is the other side of the thing. People who are running these big gated communities, they, I won't take even single paisa from you. I am doing it voluntarily, but still you guys are cursing me. The one who takes the responsibility has to face that stones as well. And we should be ready for that. It's not that individual alone. Even the family. If everyone says, okay, this MC is not doing the job, so does it mean that the families of the MC will be happy? They will be under a lot of stress. So the people need to look at it in that way as well. Okay, small things, we will complain a lot. Okay, this is not working, that is not working. Think from a different perspective. What is that I can do to make the situation ease? If some person is not, in Telugu that is saying is there, probably it's difficult for me to translate. Shatakoti daridralaki anantakoti upayalu. It means for 100 crores problems, there is infinite solutions. So we have to try those things. We should not give up or simply telling that complaining the things. Complaining anyone can do. Working on a solution, even if it's a very, very small thing, we can do that. So the other thing is about the sustainability and the environment concerns. Yes, a lot of STPs, waste management, all those things. These are all the Go Green initiatives as well. These are the other big things. So one statistic I want to mention. As of now, 2 crore people are living in gated communities. It has increased 20%. It is going to increase even further. Unless there is a good governance process in place, there is going to be a challenge. 40% of middle class home buyers prioritize, first thing, security of the family. Second thing is amenities. And that is what is driving everyone to the growth. And what they are looking at it, everyone will look for like-minded people. If there are 1,000 flats that are there might be at least 1% people who will think like us. 1% of 1,000 is 10 families. So at least the 10 families are enough for us. So that is the reason why people are looking for the gated communities. So now the other big challenges, it is first what we looked at a self, we looked at a family level, we looked at a gated community level. The most important thing is at a country level what we are facing. We call it as a political conspiracy or foreign conspiracy or whatever it is. These challenges are always there. What are those challenges? The main thing, north-south divide. They say, South contributes so much of money. This GDP, 40% to the country's GDP. But we will not get anything in return. We will get only 25% or 30%. We need to look at it. Yes, because of the IT revolution, because of good social entrepreneurs, we have got good IT companies where it has opened up a lot of private jobs here. 50s, 60s, 70s, lot of people from South has migrated, especially for manufacturing or semi-skilled jobs, migrated to Jamshedpur, some of the places in Bihar, United Bihar, Delhi, and Orissa, some of the steel plants, and Salem, and people who are financially good to Mumbai, other regions. And now, a lot of the opportunities because of the engineering colleges and those things that have opened up, a lot of education opportunities that have opened up, a lot of people, especially from Bihar and other places, have studied in Karnataka because there are a lot of engineering colleges. And thanks to the local talent, even once you shift from one place to other, you become a local talent. Because of that, a lot of opportunities have opened up. This is actually a circle of life. So we'll keep on moving wherever the opportunities are there. But it does not mean someone is coming here and they are taking away your capabilities or your resources. So that is a problem which is happening. And our vision was never like that. Bharat was always one. And if you look at it in Adi Shankaracharya, when he has established 4 Shaktipitas in Puri and in the Kashmir and here and in Gujarat as well, Dwarka, he has appointed as his next students different region people to head the different thing. The beauty of that, he has looked at Bharat as one. And even though you are from different region, you should understand the Bharat from the other perspective as well. That is what our Sanatana Dharma always is. And it will continue to be, whatever the narrative is. Next, the cultural differences. The one which they say is that, okay, Hindi is being imposed on us, right? So, there is no one specific language that is there. Every Matrubhasha for everything is Sanskrit. All the words that are there, if you speak in a chaste language of yours, nowadays I don't know what is the English term that I has to use, Dhaurbhagyam, is that no one is able to speak in their native language continuously for 2 minutes. So because of this, if British rule has eradicated our Sanskrit Bhasha, our education policy of continuing the same thing is working to eradicate our regional languages, Matrubhashas as well. So that is another bigger challenge. So now the education even some of the things that are coming is a language politics. You have come to this place, so you have to make sure your kid picks up the same language. Think of a person who has come from a Gujarat. His mother language is Gujarati. Because of the job, he has worked in Karnataka. He has to teach his kid Kannada. Because of job, he got transferred to here. He has to teach his kid again Telugu. Because of job need, he has to go to Tamil Nadu. Teach them Tamil. Think of the kid. What is the problem we are facing? And next again is religion. So, whatever might be the religion, we are from the Hindutva. Hindustan, we are from Hindustan. Hindutva is a way of life. You might practice whatever the religion which you want, but even if someone goes to Makkah for that holy darshan, the thing which they will write it about that person is he is a Hindustani. It is not any Indian Muslim or like that. They will not write Hindustani only. That is what it is. It's a way of life. But what is happening is about the way how it is being promoted. Okay? In the name of secularism, we have become like, okay, apologetic about ourselves. Kids are getting shame putting the bindi. If we have to put our tika also, we are feeling ashamed. And to add to that, right, everyone will say that, okay, we need a reservation. I will not discount the fact. Okay, yes, there might be someone is a backward, or because of they couldn't get whatever the reason because of the exploitation. But just to grab the votes, don't push for this local reservation, all different reservations that are there. So I'll give this Waqf example. So top 3 land banks. Any idea who has got in our country top 3 land banks? Yes. First is the defense, second is railways, third is Waqf. Just because there is a cultural awareness that is happening in 50s and 60s, the government, to grab these minority votes, they have brought this Waqf Act. Again, because of the Ram Janmabhoomi, Hindutva awakening is happening, telling that treat everyone equally. Ram Janmabhoomi is our cultural identity, and that is where the consolidation is happening to make sure the consolidation of the minority votes happen. This Waqf Act has been come. If you have got a plot that is there, if one fine day someone comes and tells this is the Waqf land, it is as per the Waqf Act of 1995, it is your responsibility to go after, plead your case, not in Supreme Court, not in High Court, not in any of the court. some body that is appointed by the Waqf board, telling that it is your property, these are all the documents, and that is how it is. So that kind of a loss has been brought in. 2013, when all surveys are pointing that UPA government is going to lose the election, 123 private properties or government properties, I believe, in Delhi have been transferred to the Waqf board by the government, central government. Forget about Delhi. Very recently that has come up by the our local representative, Konda Vishweshwar Reddy Garu, has given the example of Guttala Begumpet. 300 families, they have got houses there. And they have got the linked documents from 1915 onwards. A case has been filed telling that when Aurangzeb has come here, his horses has grazed the grass there in that Guttala Begumpet, and Aurangzeb, so he is pleasantly surprised, so happy, he gave that land to Waqf board. There is no written document, orally from generations that have been mentioned, and this has been placed on record, and a lot of court cases they are fighting. So this is what is happening. So just because of this situation it is happening. This is the religion and the caste politics that has been played, wherein the challenges is how we can do the seva in such kind of a situation. So next thing is, so wokeism and the self-censorship. What is a wokeism? Wokeism is nothing new. Nothing new as such we have. So wokeism is always there. In earlier days, Charvakas was there. Our culture in Veda, in different part of Veda, Tarka is also part of it. Tarka means speaking logic. Tarka is also one form of a Veda. So, but here what is happening is wokeism for everything, showing some victimhood, telling that someone is exploiting you. It's a global phenomena that is being established. Black Lives Matter, it has impacted the elections in US. Similarly, a lot of places it is being happening. Because of that, they don't have the guts to say in any other languages what is happening in the other language, religions, what is happening. If someone justifies telling that in our religious book that has been mentioned, so I'll give the whip lashes now, they won't consider, they will not say anything on that. But telling that, okay, we are performing our puja, we'll do our abhisheka, it is ridiculous. There are people, a lot of people are living hungry, why can't you give them milk? So similarly, I read some note, someone has argued, if you are like that, so apply the same principle everywhere. You are putting a mazar or whatever it is, on top of it you are putting the blankets. There are many people who are dying because of clothes. Why you put it? Put it in, give it to them. These kind of arguments they will not do. And what is happening is, if you look at it, all web series, all TV serials, irrespective of the language I am telling, what they are showing is, your in-laws are bad. Husband is having extramarital affair. Wife is having extramarital affair. Or in the name of God, you are doing like this. This is what it is happening. But that another religion is very good. They do a lot of good to that. So slowly, because seeing is believing, there is a soft way of putting the thoughts in your mind. And because of that, we are feeling shy. We are imposing a self-censorship on us. And they are causing the generational divide. When we tell that, okay, perform the puja, why it's a waste of time? It's a waste of time. Why are you doing? I cannot sit for that much time. Getting in these kind of discussions. So now, out of these things, these kind of challenges which we are facing. And even another point which I wanted to mention, something which is being fed into that, okay, we have to live our life. Okay, we have to enjoy the life. What is the enjoyment? We should live independently. Every boy should have a girlfriend, or every girl should have a boyfriend. Nowadays, some boyfriend having a boyfriend, or boyfriend having a multiple girlfriend, girlfriend having a one boyfriend is also becoming a trend. Make it as a trend, and Insta and everywhere. And to hurt the family vyavastha. Oh, you are 15 years, 16 years, still you are living with the family, you are dependent on them. This is the thought process that is being fed. Now, the question that comes into the mind. Okay, yes, these are all the challenges. Nowadays, wars is not happening directly with the weapons. Wars are happening in these kind of narratives. So, in these kind of things, what kind of a seva that we have to do? What kind of a seva we have to do? Everyone will have, especially people who have seen enough of life, those who are in 30s, 40s or above. They'll be having their own thought process. We have to do something. We have to do something. So, first seva anyone has to do is Swayam Seva. So, we need to have that discipline in life. So, what is the discipline which we need to look at it? Is a physical fitness and a discipline. So, I being Bal Swayam Sevak, I am a proud Swayam Sevak. You can be associated with any of the organization which will inculcate discipline in you. Have that discipline in life. That is what is required. And I don't think any organization in this world which has started as a very small, survived for 100 years in spite of multiple bans that has been imposed on it. And I just, even though this part of that is not part of about discussing about the shakas, I'll just take 30 seconds to explain that. About 73,000 daily shakas are happening in 922 districts in the 1 lakh villages in India. So that's how every branch is spreading. Some organization which don't have any entry criteria or exit criteria has survived for 100 years. He is through ever keeping the people awake, telling them, Jagran karne se hi ho raha hai. So that is the discipline. First we inculcate ourselves. If we tell to kids, you do this, you don't do this, they will not do it. First, we have to do it by ourselves. So, but kid will do whatever we will do. If family of 3 or 4 members are sitting and looking into the mobile, kid also look, okay, I also need a mobile phone to watch, to see you. So please give me a mobile. So this is what even the cultural thing also is required. So another thing which promotes the stress management is community engagement. I appreciate the organizers here who has organized this. Because these kind of a community discussions are stress busters as well. Stress buster is not sitting alone at home or keeping yourself or watching some videos or falling to the bad habits of alcohol or some other, even people will go to some other extent of taking, I have seen some vapor or vape or something. Recently, 25 kgs of vape has been extracted because that person was in depression. It is participating in community events like that. Look for the organizations. There might be many organizations. Some of the organizations you may like, you may not like. But the purpose, the fundamental of the every organization is to get the people together. When we discuss, in Telugu we have got, సంతోషాన్ని ఒకరితో పంచుకుంటే రెట్టింపు అవుతుంది, దుఃఖాన్ని ఒకరితో పంచుకుంటే సగం అవుతుంది. If the good news in us, if we share to our friends, it will become twice. If something wrong is going, something not going well with us, if we share with our friends, it will get half. So that is the reason why we need to participate in this thing. And also inculcating the time sense, starting on time, is something which we need to look at it. Once we have got that discipline right through the life, we'll do that same thing as well. Now when it comes to the family, so this is about the individual, now about the family, what we need to look at it. Having at least one meal together, keeping all gadgets away. Just discuss. how is your day in the class or in your office or in your wherever it is. Involving kids in doing a householding task. If nowadays we don't have the luxury of having multiple people or servants doing, so help our mothers or sisters. Household work, everyone has to do that. It is not that only females have to do that. Everyone should share it. When we do the task of together, more bonding will come. Right? So if someone is cleaning the vessels, you saaf kar dijiye. What is wrong in that? In our kutumba vyavastha, when ladies because of their multiple monthly cycles, it is always we used to give them a rest for some time and do the household work. What is wrong in that? So, but we keep all those things away and keep the thing like in the mind that, okay, these are ladies' work only. We should not be doing. Or if someone is cleaning, let's participate, let's involve the kids as well. If as a parents we are involving, then our kids also will learn. There is nothing called a girl work or a boy work as such. So, next thing, even if we practice spiritual, daily do it. Kids may not immediately understand that. In teen, they may have that extremes of the thought process. Over a period of the time, they will evolve. They will also think, okay, this problem my father also faced. How did he handle it? So then he will think, okay, he used to read these things. It has to give them some solution. So certain things may not give the immediate results, but it will give over a period of the time, it will help them. Even I used to feel very bad when I was a kid. I used to curse, why my father is always doing like this? Why? But once I realized, okay, there are certain things which we need to follow, then, okay, that is the reason why I am able to speak it now. Okay, so as a teenager, I also used to get very much attracted to those things. And another thing is reading habits. There is a saying, oka manchi pustakam, oka manchi mitruto samanam. A good book is equivalent to one very good friend. There are a lot of books. I'll not say that, okay, you always read Sanatana Dharma, Sanatana Dharma, Sanatana Dharma. There are many good books. We can read the life history of many great people. It need not be always a Dharma. It can be anything where you will appreciate. We'll learn. There might be 100 things that person might have done. At least if we pick one thing, that is enough. So physical activity also. Visit some temple. If temple is not of interest, go for some trekking. Or play some sport together. Or involve the senior citizens as well. Take their wisdom. Everyone may not be physically fit. If they are not physically fit, discuss with them. Spend some time. I'll give one example. So, I was brought up by a lady for close to 25 years. They were childless. She recently touched 90 years during the Omicron time. She was never hospitalized. She was running on a single lung for 50 years. Because of when she was young, she had TB, one lung got affected. In her lifetime, she was never got any disease, never got admitted in any of the hospital. But because of the weakening of the lung, she has to be admitted in the hospital. All her relatives are 70 plus. They are getting about, they are also scared to take care of her. She was living independently in Nallakunta area. Then they asked, okay, then I told, okay, I spoke to my wife because without her support, I can't do anything. My son also supported. And doctor, they told, okay, Omicron is spreading. You please take care of her or else her life will be under threat. Many people, even my own relatives have cautioned me, why you take, if something bad happens to you, you have got your parents, what will happen? But somewhere down the lane, it was telling me, she has brought me for 25 years. Even though we are in a hand-to-mouth situation, she has treated me as a Rajkumar. In 83, 84, I have traveled in ambassador car, which is a luxury. At that time, having a cycle itself is a big thing. So, then she stayed with us. 24/7 oxygen, she was there. Along with her, one nurse was also there. From bedroom till come to hall itself is a challenge. Daily I used to read Bhagavad Geeta. Slowly, she just used to sit initially in her bedroom. I used to read Bhagavad Gita a lot, interpreting the slokas and all those things. She was feeling excited. Then she has got that more enthusiasm. She is telling, okay, why you trouble in this hospital kind of environment in this bedroom? Let's go and sit in the hall. She sat. Whatever the things that are there, misgivings or whatever thing, when I am reading the Bhagavad Gita slokas, especially second adhyaya, second chapter, she is feeling all that thing is lightened from her, from heart. Thanks to my wife, whatever the food she wanted, she has prepared. She is having that food. And 24/7 oxygen has come down to 12 hours per day. Then slowly 8 hours per day. Then slowly 4 hours. Slowly oxygen was not required. So the point here is, then when she has recovered very well in our gated community, she started walking with me. Then she has got enough of strength. She told me, in these 3 months, you and my wife has taken care of me very well. I am perfectly all right now. You drop me at my home, my apartment in Nallakunta, and I'll take care of myself. So we have provided one helper for her. And we need to respect their living individually, independently as well. We should not be restricting them, right? And she told, okay, fine, one helper has been provided. Not that she can't perform her things, just in case any support is required. If you are aware of Nallakunta area, from Kshatriya Towers, going to Shankarmat, daily she goes, have the darshan of Ammavaru, and she comes back. Daily. So that is the kind of strength which she has got. It is not that something which we have done a great task or great deed. What I am telling is, senior citizens, the medicines will work only 30%. Giving their space, respecting them, providing the food which they like, and consider them as our elders, taking their opinion, respecting them, and involving them in the decision-making process. Yes, sometimes they might be having challenges of hearing and those things. That is the time where we have to show more patience. Doing those things, senior citizens will be the biggest assets, and they will, as people who are going through the midlife crisis at 40, they are our guiding forces. We need to take their support and move forward. So that is what I look at it from the senior citizens, especially when we go through some of the emotional stress and all those things. Now, from a gated community, I don't want to discuss much because already we spoke enough on that. But at least what I'll say, in gated communities, running the management committees or board of directors, whatever or executive committees, is not a one-time task. It is a marathon. That marathon will never end. And we have to pass the baton from one society, one body to another body. And we need to look at it a larger picture. Never restrict it at a singular thing. Okay, what is that what I am going to get? Even though people who are doing with that heart, they might be subjected to a lot of crises, lot of attacks. But remember one thing. If we do one thing with a wholeheartedly, time will take care of that. You will be karma. This is a Kali Yuga. Karma will be immediately. Good karma you do, good things will come back to you. Bad karma will do, it will hit you even badly. This karma example, I'll give one thing. 3 years back, from one of the guru, I was learning some of the Veda Suktas and Veda related things. One day he called me and told my my brother's daughter, his brother is a Purohit in a temple. She was diagnosed with leukemia, blood cancer, stage 4. We need funds. How much? 16 lakhs. That's a big amount. Even I don't know how to get that. I told, okay, let's try it. And I was able to, with reaching out to all the people and all the good people, there are a lot of nice people. There is somewhere in their corner they have to do something for the needy, but they are not getting a proper channel to do that. We are able to raise about 15 lakhs. That girl has recovered well, and she got discharged, and she has passed her 10th class exams, and she is pursuing her further studies. Recently, my father got diagnosed with cancer, Jan 2024. Stage 3 lung cancer. Lung cancer, there cannot be any surgery cannot be performed. Because of his mental strength, he is able to recover from the chemos and the tough time of the chemos and the radiology and all those things. And I've been associated with a lot of friends and people. I am proud to say, I'm very happy and I'm glad to say that the first people who has come and inquired and provided me emotional support is my brothers from RSS. Okay, they are the people who have stood with me. It's not about the need of the money here. It is, I was about to break down. Family also not sure what is going to happen. I was looking for someone who can sit with me, speak to me, and give some confidence. So his treatment is over. After the chemotherapy and all those happen, so it might reduce the tumor size. Next biggest thing is to ensure that it does not spread. So it does not spread means they have to either go through the immunotherapy. Yes, there might be a lot of I'd say Ayurveda or some other medicines that are there, but our confidence level may not be at that time big. So initial stages of the cancer we can understand, but 73-year-old person at this stage, we look at it, okay, we have to do something to save him. We have to give him the best medicine. So immunotherapy, none of the insurance will cover, by the way. So it costs per session 2 lakhs. By God's grace, my wife talked to one of our neighbor telling that, okay, this is what it is and we are looking for immunotherapy. Coincidentally, God sent in the Daivam Manushaya Rupena. That person told, my husband is in the same oncology department, in the same hospital, and I spoke to them. He told all these parameters are matching for a clinical research phase 3 and it won't cost you any money. And apart from that, you will be doing a human service, telling that, okay, once this drug is successful, it can be implemented at a larger scale, saving a lot of other cancer patients as well. And now my father is recovered well. He's undergoing that immunotherapy. It didn't cost me anything, or else it would have costed around 20 lakhs. For one temple pujari we have raised without any expectation of that much amount money, and God has given in this form. So that is what I am telling, karma, sat karma always pays you back. So any of the people with a wholeheartedness, they are doing the service to your communities. It need not be gated communities, right? It can be outside colonies, or don't, if you think you have achieved enough in the gated communities, just outside of 1 kilometer from the gated communities, there are many slums. We can do many seva karyakram. There are many organizations that are there. You can contribute there. So don't restrict yourself to one particular colony or my block, I, me, myself and those things. So involving in these seva karyakrams will provide us a lot of strength, mental strength, satisfaction. Probably till certain age, till 35 or 40 years, earning more money will give you the more joy. Once we cross 40, once you are comfortable, once you are earned enough or having at least some house of your own, kids are in a well settled, your joy will come more in giving to the deserved. You have to give to help the people, doing the seva to the most deserving persons, not apatra dhanam. So those who are deserving, give it to them. Once they come back and tell, yes, we have benefited because of you, that is what is really gives you the more joy, more mental peace. So other things is conflict resolutions in gated communities. Kindly look at the conflict resolutions to have in-person discussions. So have it in-person discussions, because when we type a message, we don't know in what way the other person is speaking on it. So in person, we can really understand the expectation and we can see that. So these are all the key things. And the only one important thing, the last important thing, lot of people, lot of organizations have spoken about Desha Seva. I'll take few more minutes if you permit me, just few more minutes. So getting the personal time in this life is very, very difficult. So, but whatever that passion which we have, if we spend that time, which gives us the joy, we can create the time for that. Do some activities which will really give you the time. So in that way, it will help you to contribute something to the Bharat. Engage in reading, organizing these kind of events, spread the awareness. That is what is required. Now, social media is a very big thing. And you counter the narratives. Never be unapologetic saying that I am a Hindu. I am Sanatana Dharma follower, applying the Tika. What is wrong in that? And do our function. Never think that, okay, if I be like that, what the other person will think. If the other person is also thinking like that, then you can think of like. But if they are not unapologetic, why you have to be? Now, even the personal finances, try to do something. Support them. The most easiest thing, I'll tell, is contributing some money. Let me be very, very clear. I've seen enough worked on the ground. Most easiest thing is giving some money. Not the difficult thing, I'm telling you. Easiest thing is giving some money and tell, okay, if someone says I'm organizing this, taking the part of the meetings, organizing the meetings, those are all the most difficult things. Or we may be afraid, okay, if something is happening there, or people are getting beaten up, going there, we may think, okay, what will happen to me? But giving the money, okay, we are immediately ready so that our life will be saved. We need all kind of people, all kind of efforts. We are people who can narrate, who can contribute in terms of providing the economical support. We need to have the people who can work on the ground as well. All these things, we need to respect everything. Everyone effort. No effort is a small effort. Every effort has got its own significance. And other thing, we have to show sometimes our strength. Our strength is not to scare the others. Our strength is to motivate others as well. So that is the reason why Bala Pradarsana is required. So we have to show the strength. If there are 10 people that are there, 11 people will get motivated. If those many people are there, if only 2 people or one guy is moving, and everyone say, yeah, you stand. हर घर से भगत सिंह चाहिए, लेकिन मेरे घर से नहीं है. वो नहीं चलेगा. So we need everyone. And we are not telling, you go and fight with someone. You be a protector. First, you have to learn to defend yourself. Then you can look at it. So this is the kind of the various forms of sevas. First, doing the Swayam Seva and Seva of the elders of our family, doing the Seva of gurus, doing the Seva of the colonies or the villages which we live, and then we can do that. So complaining is very easy that, okay, ये government कुछ नहीं किया, मैंने वोट डाला, वो government कुछ नहीं दिया, it is very easy. But complain, that will happen. But do some Seva as well. So instead of complaining, let's use that time to do some seva so that we'll get some mental satisfaction. Even everyone need not be in a historical book, but we can do our own part so that our country will retain that Vikasit Bharat and Purva Vaibhava. Thank you very much, friends.
I'll